I do have 4 sons, and I'm not afraid of millennials. I love them because I birthed them. And here's something that I love about being around millennials is they are the most intelligent, most well-connected people on the face of the earth, but they're also very confused about their purpose. And here's what I think. See, I think that I got to see something up close. I got to travel and speak to possibly over the course of 2.5 years, 200,000 millennials face to face. I actually was part of a Bethel music tour. They put a grandmother on a bus with a bunch of musicians. I actually got to speak at the Opry here, but all these different things. And I speak at a university. I did some stuff with Jesus Culture. I did some stuff with Hillsong. And this is what I find happens when I get to talk to millennials. They'll actually look at me and say, I know that God has his hand on my life for something significant, but I have absolutely no idea what it is. And I will grab them back and I will look at them and I will say, that is because you are called to do something that has never been done before. And when you are called to do something that has never been done before, you will never discover that looking at what everybody else has done. You do not discover who you are in the presence of people. You discover who you are in the presence of God. And so we need to push a generation into the presence of God. And here I am as an older woman, understanding that the millennials coming up, they're not my replacement. They're my reinforcement. They are the ones coming alongside me. They are the answers to my prayers. The things that I have declared over my children are the things that they're going to declare over their children. And we need to understand that in the last days, God begins to preempt something. Acts 2:17 says, in the last days, God says, I will pour out my spirit on all flesh. Do you know that means that God's gonna pour out his spirit on people you don't think he should pour it out on? Do you know that God is gonna pour out his spirit on his sons and his daughters? And then he said, what we're gonna do is we are going to prophesy. What does that even mean, to prophesy? It means to stand on the face of the earth and release the dominion and the mandate of heaven. And I believe as men and women, there are things for the men to declare, and there are things for the women to declare. And there are wars for the men to fight, and there are wars for the women to fight. But we have to stop fighting one another, because the fall is what originated the battle of the sexes. And we need to look at each other, and we need to say, I need what is on your life. I respect what is on your life. I honor what is on your life. I need your voice in my life so that we can do this together. You know, marriage is under attack. Millennials are under attack. And I have a little bit of a Sicilian attitude about when I go through an attack. I begin to think, what is it about me that is so terrifying to the enemy that he has launched a full-scale onslaught against me? I think attacks are actually an affirmation that I'm usually doing the right thing. I love what we just heard. Struggle is actually strengthening. Wendell Phillips said that Christianity is a battle, not a dream. And if we are going to be brave enough to dream, then we have to be brave enough to fight.